You've probably heard or watched numerous videos about tips for living more frugally and managing your finances better. However, they often seem vague and hard to implement. That's why today, in this video, I'll share with you 10 simple and easy to follow, yet highly effective tips to help you optimize your spending and build a more sustainable financial life. In modern life, saving is an essential skill that helps us manage our personal finances effectively and achieve long-term goals. Whether you are trying to save for a house, a vacation, or simply to have an emergency fund, changing a few daily habits can make a significant difference. My first tip for you is to never go shopping without a list. It doesn't matter if you're heading to the mall, the grocery store, or the thrift shop, always take a list with you. Shopping with a list not only minimizes the chances of buying unnecessary items, but it also ensures you don't forget the things you actually need. This practice saves you both time and gas money, as you won't have to make another trip to pick up forgotten items. Adhering to your list does require a certain level of discipline and willpower. However, once you master this habit, it can truly transform your shopping experience and save you a significant amount of money over the years. Instead of aimlessly wandering the aisles, you'll find yourself shopping with purpose and efficiency, making each trip more productive and cost-effective. Number 2, double up to save money. I'm not sure if there's a specific term for this, but I refer to it as the double up rule. Essentially, this means finding ways to maximize the value of what you have whenever possible. For instance, when you buy a roll of paper towels, instead of using a full sheet each time, cut the sheets in half. This way, you effectively double your supply, making them last twice as long and saving you twice the money. I usually tear them manually. It's not always perfect, but it works for me. This principle can be applied to many areas, such as using the same tea bag twice or wearing clothes twice as long. I read a statistic that said, on average, clothes are only worn 7 times before being discarded, and the average length of ownership is around 2 years. If you simply double those numbers, wear them 14 times instead of 7, or keep them for 4 years instead of 2, you'll save a significant amount of money. Think creatively about how you can double the value of your resources. If you've tried this approach, I'd love for you to leave a comment below and share how you use the double up rule to save money. I'm looking forward to reading your responses. The third tip, figure out how to DIY things. There are many do-it-yourself DIY tips you can implement to save money. Some suggestions include repairing broken items, such as electronics, furniture, or household appliances, instead of calling a repairman. You can learn how to do this through online guides, YouTube tutorial videos, or instructional books. Additionally, you can create your own items or toys using materials available at home. Use recycled or repurposed materials to make new products, such as decorative items, toys for children, or even gifts for friends and family. Moreover, DIY projects offer creative and enjoyable experiences. You can enjoy the process of creativity and take pride in the products you craft with your own hands. Plus, DIY helps you save money that you would otherwise spend on purchasing similar products from stores. The next step to saving money is to find ways to reduce or eliminate your recurring expenses. Recurring expenses are those continuous and predictable costs that occur regularly and consistently. This may include rent or mortgage payments, utility bills, insurance premiums, as well as various subscriptions and memberships. Taking measures to cut down on recurring expenses can significantly impact your financial situation. By making a one-time effort to trim these costs, such as renting a smaller yet adequately equipped home or canceling unnecessary subscriptions, you are setting yourself up for long-term savings. This initial action continues to yield monthly benefits, putting more money in your pocket. Recently, we have taken several steps to decrease our monthly recurring expenses. These measures include carefully comparing prices to secure cheaper car and home insurance, considering and selecting lower-cost service packages for various apps and subscriptions, and switching to a more affordable mobile phone plan. These small yet deliberate changes have helped us free up funds that can be better utilized to achieve our financial goals. Number 5 on the frugal list is tracking your spending. It's incredibly difficult to budget and save money if you're unaware of where your money is going each month. There's a saying that goes, "What gets measured gets managed." Tracking your spending allows you to identify where all your money is going and detect any patterns of overspending or wastefulness, enabling you to address and eliminate them. Once you've accomplished these steps, creating a budget becomes much easier and you can adhere to it without feeling deprived. Personally, I meticulously track every penny. I used to jot it down on paper, but after learning graphic design, I created my own attractive set of printables, which I now keep displayed above my desk. Whenever we make a purchase, whether it's me or my husband, we ensure all receipts are brought to my desk so I can log and monitor our spending throughout the month. I also ensure we stay within the budget allocated for each spending category. The 6th suggestion on this list is to save money by thinking simply like a monk. This is a technique I developed to prevent impulse buying by focusing on mindfulness. Inspired by Tibetan Buddhist cloud meditation, you envision your mind as a clear blue sky, letting random thoughts drift away like clouds. When tempted to shop, pause, take a deep breath, and recognize passing thoughts. I also have a simple phrase that I repeat when practicing this technique. Just because I like something doesn't mean I have to buy it. I find that most of the time, if you do this, you can stop yourself from making impulsive purchases. This can help cut down on unnecessary spending by 90% or more. Given that the average person spends about $750 a year on impulse buys, just following this mantra could save you $675. Why not give it a try and see if it works for you? Tip number 7 for practicing frugality is to cut down on food waste, which is a significant issue, particularly in the USA. Research shows that the average U.S. household discards about 32% of its total food, resulting in an annual food waste cost of approximately $240 billion, or roughly $1,866 per household. Just think about it. Throwing away $155 a month is what many individuals essentially do when they waste excessive food. Reducing food waste can lead to substantial monthly savings. Here are some effective methods I recommend to cut down on food waste. Firstly, it's beneficial to take stock of what you already have at home and check it before heading to the store to avoid unnecessary purchases. Secondly, develop a meal plan and shop for ingredients accordingly to minimize the risk of buying items you won't consume and ultimately waste. Lastly, get creative with utilizing leftovers. For instance, transform overripe bananas into delicious banana bread or repurpose leftover rice to make stir-fries or rice pancakes. If you're lacking inspiration for utilizing leftovers, a simple search on Pinterest using the keywords leftover and recipe will yield a plethora of innovative ideas on how to transform your excess food into mouth-watering dishes. 8. Understanding which pantry staples are the most affordable. Essentials like rice, beans, pasta, peanut butter, and flour are more cost-effective than many other items you might purchase at the store. By centering your meals around these inexpensive staples, you can significantly cut down on expenses as they form the foundation of most dishes. For instance, one of my favorite recipes, called Joe, is incredibly simple. Just a bit of chicken, rice, a touch of ginger, and water. You can enhance it with green onions or seasoning afterward, but it remains wonderfully straightforward and low effort. A handy tip I've found is that nearly anything can be transformed into a stir-fry. I've used leftover pasta, stir-frying it with peppers, onions, and hot dogs. Thus, any leftovers can be repurposed into a stir-fry or turned into a burrito, which is one of my go-to tricks for making the most out of leftover food. Another effortless approach to saving money is by embracing secondhand shopping. This might entail exploring thrift stores or flea markets to acquire necessary items at a fraction of their original cost. Alternatively, you can browse through online platforms such as Depop, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace to uncover discounted treasures. Personally, I derive satisfaction from perusing thrift stores and have stumbled upon numerous clothing pieces that still adorn my wardrobe. For instance, I came across shoes approximately 5 years ago during a clearance event at a local thrift shop. Even when I'm drawn to items from luxury brands, I frequently scout for similar options in the secondhand market. Recently, I was captivated by a chic top from a renowned designer label, and after a quick search on Depop, I secured the exact style I desired for $40 less than its retail price. Nonetheless, I urge caution when engaging in secondhand shopping. Exercise restraint and only invest in items that fulfill a genuine need, as indulging in secondhand shopping can easily lead to impulsive purchases. It's crucial to resist the temptation of purchasing unnecessary items solely based on their affordability. A valuable lesson I acquired through personal experience. Finally, on the list of frugal tips is turning your unwanted clutter into cash. I've covered this topic extensively in my decluttering videos, particularly in one where I detailed how we downsized our belongings by over 90%, with most items finding new owners through platforms like Facebook Marketplace or eBay. As an advocate of minimalism and frugal living, I've found selling clutter to be incredibly rewarding. Not only does it provide some financial relief, but it also helps me detach from sentimental items, such as childhood mementos or family heirlooms. Knowing that these pieces will find new homes where they'll be cherished adds to the satisfaction. So if you're streamlining your home and aiming to save money, why not seize the opportunity to turn your clutter into cash? The last tip also ends today's video. I really hope the above tips can help you live more frugally. I wish you success. Don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Bye-bye.